All right, so today we're checking out the Velotric Nomad 2. It's been about 2.5 years since I reviewed the Nomad 1, one of their most popular best-selling e-bikes, and now they have come out with a version 2. We've done some updates, obviously increased power, etc. So we'll go over all the features and specs here, and we'll give it a ride and see how it is, and I'll tell you how I think it compares to the first version and some other bikes. But this one here is the step-through version. They do have another version that has a high bar, and this one does come in two frame sizes, a regular and a large. This one here is the regular. I'll put up on the screen here what the rider heights are going to be like. I'm kind of right in between. I'm 6 feet tall, so right about at the borderline between regular and large. So I decided to go with the large, a little bit smaller. The bike is, I think, over 80 pounds total in weight, so it's pretty heavy, but it's got a lot of carrying capacity. It's 505 pounds payload capacity and 1,000 pounds towing capacity. So the frame is supposed to be like 25% stiffer than most other e-bikes in this class. So the wheels we have on here are the Kenda 26-inch by 4-inch fat tire, and these are puncture proof. And we have a sort of traditional bicycle spokes here. The front fork here is 100 millimeters in travel, made by RST, and it's hydraulic fork suspension. It does have a lockout and adjustment, as most do. In the rear here we have a 750 watt motor, 90 newton meters of torque, and then we have rear derailleur here, 8 speeds, and this one is a new one I haven't seen before. It's the Shimano Acera. Looks really solid. It's got metal fenders on the rear and also on the front. Got a rear rack. This one here says max load of 66 pounds, and this was pre-installed from the factory. And we do have a rear brake light. The seat height is adjustable, of course. Very nice and wide, extra large saddle, so super comfortable. And it does have a seat suspension here. The battery in here is 65 miles of range, and you can take it out if you want to charge it outside of the bike. But as you can see, it's kind of one of those invisible batteries. It blends right into the frame, and if you're not really looking carefully, you won't know it's an e-bike. Also, the battery is IPX7 waterproof rated, and the whole frame is IPX6 waterproof rated. Additionally, the electronics on this bike are UL 2271 and UL 2849 certified. So definitely one to get if you're really concerned about battery fires or anything going wrong with the bike electrically. In here is a torque sensor and a cadence sensor. So this has the Velotric sensor swap technology, which you can switch over in the app, and I'll show you that a little bit later. I do have my last Velotric video on how to do the firmware update and everything like that, but this one already comes with a firmware update out of the box, and you can switch it between torque sensor and cadence sensor in the controller and also in the app, and this one already comes with the firmware on it. Additionally, it does come with the Apple Find My feature, so you can bind it with your iPhone, and in case it's stolen or lost, you'll be able to locate it via GPS. Got an extra large front brake rotor here from Tektro, 203 millimeters, super large. And of course, these are Tektro hydraulic disc brakes. The one in the rear is more of a standard size, 180 millimeter, also Tektro disc brake here, and hydraulic as well. Taking a look at the grip here, pretty standard Velotric grip, but definitely a lot better than most. Very comfortable, ergonomic. Got your shifter here as a trigger shifter, front, forward and backwards here. Got your display, we'll turn on here in a second. The handlebar, of course, is completely adjustable in terms of angle. And here are the controls on the left handlebar. Got your up and down for your pedal assist levels. I think there's 5. I think these are for the turn signals. The power button here is on the top. Mode switch there, and also your another mode switch over here. This is for the eco and boost modes. And then I think the M is for your menus. And we have a trigger or thumb throttle here. And here is your bell. Here's the front headlight. Pretty bright, one of the best ones in the business. All right, go ahead and turn on the bike. And this button here changes the mode, so it's in boost mode right now. So you have eco, trail, and boost, the 3 different modes. This one here, these two are for up and down for the pedal assist level, which is going to be right here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And where you can see that it shows you that it's using the torque sensor. To get into the menu, I think you just press this M button here. Or that changes, actually it changes the display on the bottom here. Max speed, average speed. Let's see if we long press it. Okay, that gets it into the menu. And then here we can do speed limit. Let's see here. Now pedal assist is maximum 20, throttle 20. So can increase this, although in California it's not legal to do so. So it goes maximum 28 on pedal assist. Let's see. Well, on pedal assist is okay up to 28. On throttle, yeah, I think you can only go up to 20 now in California. So I'm going to leave that to be legal, but you can't go up to 28. So I'm going to keep this at 20. And then I'm going to take the pedal assist level up to 28. And we'll hit save and back. And here's the sensor swap. So you can change it from torque to cadence. So we'll just start off in torque here, and then I'll switch it later. Change your screen brightness, riding mode, rear light mode, auto light, auto power off, throttle limited. Let's see what this is. Throttle limited, I think. Yeah, in torque mode, throttle limited is off, but in cadence mode, it is on. So I think this just means that in torque mode, when you hit the throttle, you'll get full power. In cadence mode, when you hit the throttle, it will limit your the power, I think, to the whatever the pedal assist level is. So we'll investigate that in the speed test here shortly. Cruise control. So this has the ability to basically, if you have a certain amount of speed, you can not use that thumb throttle, and it will just maintain that speed for you. But I don't particularly like that feature. I like to have full control, so I'm going to leave that off. It's just me. Connect to app. We'll do that later. Find Apple Find My. Set your units here. And we'll set the miles, which is what I want. You want to switch kilometers if you're European or outside the US, you can do that. And you can also do a sensor calibration. Here's the version info of the firmware. And this is upgradable via the app. All right, so that's everything. So let's go ahead and we'll start off in eco mode in the torque sensor. We'll just run through all of the different pedal assist levels and see what kind of speeds we get, and I'll read them off of the display as we're riding along. All right, so pedal assist level 0 in torque mode, torque sensor mode, and I'm just riding like a regular bike. And you can tell it's a pretty heavy bike. I'll swap through the gears here. Let's go ahead and stop here. We'll go to level 1. And let's see how it does from a stop. And with the torque sensor, it will give you more power if you exert more effort. So it's not in terms of how much speed you can get, I can exert a lot more effort here and go faster, even though I'm in level 1. But most people aren't going to be doing that. So I'm going to back off here. Let's just see with a moderate amount of effort here. Gear up a little bit. Level 1 eco. It's about a little over 8 miles an hour. Let's go level 2. A little bit. You can tell I got a little bit more speed, about 9.5 miles an hour. It's pretty gradual. This is exactly how the torque sensor worked on the last Velotric bike I reviewed. Level 3. Oh, very subtle increase in power. It really depends on how much effort you're putting in. And still about a little over 9 miles an hour. Level 4. getting about 10, 11, 11.6. All right, let's go level 5. So I'm gonna gear up here, get a little bit more speed. So yeah, the torque sensor is going to depend on what gear you're in, plus how much effort you're putting in. So at level 4, getting like 10.5 and 11, but it varies based on how much I'm pushing my legs. So I'll gear up some more. Let's go level 5. Actually, with the torque sensor mode. Okay, here we go. Level 5. Here we go. Up to 14.4, 7, 15, 15 point. Okay, so I think I got to about 15.5, and then I backed off, and then the speed backs off right away. So let's go ahead and see if it changes. If I change the mode from eco to trail. Oh, I feel like it has a little bit more power in trail mode versus eco. So I guess eco is for saving your battery. 13.5. So I'm at level 5 still. Again, I think it really matters what effort you're putting in. So not a whole lot different. Just I feel like it has a little bit, when the motor kicks in, it seems like it's kicking with a little bit more power. So let's go ahead and go to boost. Okay, now I got a lot more power. A lot more power now. So what it's doing is interesting. So it looks like in boost mode we're getting the full power of the motor, and it kicks in like pretty quick. So here we go. I'm level 5 here, and I'm putting in pretty good amount of effort, and now we're getting like a lot more speed. I saw it hit like 20 some miles an hour, and I can tell that it started freewheeling there because there's just too much power for the speed. So I can get to about 20 miles an hour, and then it starts freewheeling on me. All right, so let's go ahead and switch this to cadence sensor mode. And it says here, there's a little note here. It says, with the cadence sensor, battery consumption will be higher than with the torque sensor. Do you want to proceed? And we'll have to select confirm. Here we go. And now we see that we're in cadence sensor in eco mode. All right, so let's go to pedal assist level 1. And then the motor is going to kick in as soon as I pedal. Yep, right away. Here we go. So in level 1, we're already at 11, 11.5, 11.7, 12. And I'm barely on the pedals. Just barely touching the pedals. So this is just level 1. I'm already going 14, almost 13.9. Pretty fast. I'm gonna have to go to a little bit bigger road here. Let's go level 2. Yep, already up to 17.3, level 2. All right, let's go level 3. All right, over 19.5, 20, 21, 22, 22.9, and I'm freewheeling. All right, this is just eco. right, level 4. $20, $22, $23, $24, $25. Whoa. Okay, slow down. Running on a road. So it's going to let me go all the way up to 28 miles an hour. Okay, let's go level 5. Maybe I'll get to 28 faster. I'm in eco mode, so I just feel like it's giving a little bit less power at the beginning, and then it kind of comes on stronger a little bit later. It's very gradual. All right, 24 something. All right, switch to, let's go right to boost mode and level 5. And motor should kick in pretty much right away. Yep. Yeah, I think the difference is that the power comes on much quicker. So you're getting full power. I'm already up to 25, 26. Woo! Okay. So I know we'll go to 28, no problem. It's got plenty of power. But let's see what happens now. We're in the cadence sensor mode. Let's just hit the throttle. Throttle only. I'm getting full power up to, it's hitting 20 miles an hour, and then the motor cuts out. And I'm in level 5. So let's go down to level 1. And let's see what the throttle does here in cadence sensor mode. It's just still limiting me to 20 miles an hour. All right. Nope. So level 1, we're getting a lesser amount of power according to the settings. So if I was in torque sensor mode, I would have, on throttle, I would be getting the full power up to 20 miles an hour. In level 1, I'm just getting like 9.5 to 10 miles an hour. So let's go to level 2. See if we go any faster in level 2. A little bit faster. 11.9, 12, 13, 13.2. So level 3. So when you have that mode setting that I showed you earlier, throttle limited, in cadence sensor mode, throttle limited, but in torque sensor mode, it's not. So if we were in torque sensor mode, you get the full 20 miles an hour, but here in cadence sensor mode, so now we're at 14, 15 on level 3. Let's go level 4. We're going to top out at 20 miles an hour. Yeah, so 17.3 on level 4. And then we go to level 5. We should get to 20 miles an hour. All right, so we should get the full 20 miles an hour now. Yep, a little over 20. So it went to like 21, and then the motor kicked off and backed off. Yep. So everything is working as it should be. All right, so I'm going to connect up the app to the controller here, and just follow the instructions here on the app. Says turn on the display, long press the M button to enter the menu, and then select connect to app, and then scan the QR code as shown on the display. So go over here, long press the M button. We should go into the menu, and then go down to connect to app, and we'll select that. Got the QR code. All right, so let's give it a name. Hit finish. All right, so we got to connect up. It says it's got 80% battery, and we do our start writing here. Let's see here. And then basically, when you do that, you get like sort of the same information that's on the main display. So not a whole lot of added value here, because the display itself is super nice, but it gives you like trip time, trip distance. But let's go ahead and show you the bike settings. And again, you can change all of these in the main display as well with the buttons on the handlebar, but you can go eco mode, trail mode, etc. If you want to use the app instead, you can do that. You can change screen brightness here, the speed limits, all the same stuff that you can do in the main display is here as well. Don't see anything different or new. Of course, the one thing you can't do on display is do the firmware updates. So we can go and click on here and let's see what we got. Yeah, it says firmware is up to date for everything. But I think the main reason for using the app is when you do the start writing, it gives you a map and it keeps track of like where you go on the map. So the main difference is you get the GPS functionality from your phone in conjunction with the map to keep track of your rides, and that gets stored in the app. Other than that, all the main functionality is the same as it is on the main display here, as I showed earlier. All right, so I'm going to do a slow cruise around the neighborhood here, giving my thoughts on the ride quality. And as expected, no surprise, Velotric's bikes are literally one of the best that I have ever ridden. This one does not disappoint at all. No rattles or shakes or anything weird going on. Everything works as expected. The power, the way the cadence and torque sensor work, exactly the way I expect. Works really well. And in fact, I switched it back to the torque sensor mode so that I can just do a slow pedal here, just kind of cruise around at like 8 miles an hour right now. But comfort, very high. The seat here is high quality, very wide, not too hard, not too soft, but just about right, I think. Obviously, it's subjective. Some people may disagree. It's got the seat suspension, which is a high quality seat suspension. So the seat suspension plus the front fork suspension ride is totally fine. You can definitely go off-roading on this one, and I may do some future videos later on, maybe taking it up in some hills, but not for this video. The video is already too long. Now, in terms of the assembly of the bike, there's I think about 10-minute video that Velotric has on their channel. I will link that in the video description. Overall, nothing really unusual to report. Basically just put the front fender on, the front wheel and the handlebar and the light. I think that was it. I did attach the bell. I did not put the front or rear reflectors on. Just didn't feel like I needed those, so I just left those off, but that was it. Charging typical time on this one here, I think it's a 2 amp charger, so pretty standard, and probably about 5-6 hours to charge up the battery. But yeah, the overall assembly process is pretty simple. It's a little bit on the heavier side, so you may want to have someone help you in terms of moving the bike around. It is close to 80 pounds in terms of overall weight. But I like the fact that it's got the hydraulic disc brakes and the larger rotor in the front. Those are all huge pluses. Definitely worth the extra cost for the safety reasons, of course. The bike overall is very solid feeling. I feel like it's a tank, and I have a feeling it's gonna last a really long time. Very, very durable. Probably the best I've ever had. Anyway, I'll have a link in the video description if you guys want to check it out. That'll do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.